Now I'm going to show you how to use the clone stamp tool to go ahead and remove or cover up this text down here. Now the thing to keep in mind with this text is it's not over the same background. For instance, the letter G is over the sand, but it's also over the guy's sneaker. The ampersand has the guy's thumb and some fingers, and also the sneaker and the jeans. And then, of course, the D is part of the arm, part of the sneaker, some sand down here, and then the actual jeans. So, using the clone stamp is probably the best way to get rid of this, but it's going to take a little time to do a really clean job. But it can be done. And the thing to note with the clone stamp tool is not only the size of the stamp, but also the hardness. I would recommend go ahead and jack it up to 100%. You can pick different tools here that you might want to use. There's paint brushes and things here. You can decide which one might work best for you. There's also ones that kind of add like a scatter pattern. The nice thing with the sand itself is it kind of provides that already. So what you can do is select an area above the letter G, hold down the Option key on the keyboard to get the crosshairs, and then go ahead and click. And then if you come down, you can see that you now have a sample of that. Now if you click and I hold, you can see there's a little crossbar above it. That's where it's continuing to sample the sand. So that's why it's called the clone stamp tool. So as you start moving around, you see how suddenly I can see white. It's because the actual crossbar has moved down into the other section. So, and there's an example where it's kind of moved down again. So you just need to be careful to make sure that you either reselect in a new area by holding down the Option key and clicking, and then you come back over and then you can go ahead and start to cover. Down here on this portion of the G, I would definitely sample from the sand here because of the shadow, and then you can slowly move over and start to cover up the letter G here. You can either single click or you can also click and drag across, but just keep in mind it's going to pull in some of the white because it's sampling from the area around the letter G. And this section here, a little trickier. You're going to have to sample the shoe color, and you're going to kind of have to move it out slowly and consistently to try to get it. It's going to take a little practice there to get the shoe. And then the same thing will be true over here with the actual jeans. You'll have to sample the jeans, and then you'll just have to kind of slowly move across and the letter to actually get the pattern to kind of repeat, so it looks like it blends in a little bit. Same thing here with the actual arm. So that's how you will have to slowly use the clone stamp tool. As the option, you can adjust the size however you see fit. You can also change the paintbrush here, so you can pick a different paintbrush, which in this case that's going to be like a splattering, which allows you to kind of paint over it a little bit, so you can kind of play with the different tools. There's a lot of them that are available here. You can select them, and you'll also more than likely need to zoom in pretty good. Another trick that you can do with Photoshop, if you hold down the space bar anywhere with any tool, you'll automatically get the hand. That's very convenient because then you can just move the image around. So again, if you hold down the space bar, regardless of whatever tool you've selected, you have the ability to click and drag the image around and manipulate it. So it makes it really easy to use.